Alright, so we want another connector here for production facilities. And how about we position that there, drag you aside a little bit, there you go, and then I want to rotate you down. And this could be connected there. And effectively, I would like to imagine, I would be able to build those out, as many as this station can really manage. And the same on that side. If I need more, I'll just make it taller, add more storages, make it wider, add more production facilities, so on and so forth, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. And that will give me my refined metals. So this, right now, would technically be a functional station. However, it wouldn't be producing its own energy cells, and the refined materials do need that. But if we were to confirm that, let's increase things a little bit. But if we have a look, refined metals need energy cells. And we can have a look in there at how much it's going to require. It'll need 2,160 energy cells for 5,760 ore. That's every hour. But in an hour, I believe one energy cell production facility produces like 10,000 energy cells. So that was clear as mud. Damn it, Annie! Okay, let me give you a proper description. All right, so if we imagine for the moment, using the nice big yellow luxury dock here as an example, that if you want to think of the axes, that this is Z, so Z minus, and this one going in that direction away from the camera right now is Z plus. Left is X minus, right is X plus. And up is Y plus, down is Y minus. If I'm moving my mouse in this way, so up and down along the mouse screen, I would be transitioning a piece. I wouldn't be moving it further or closer to me. It wouldn't be moving at all along the Z axis. It would be moving up and down along the Y axis. Left and right would be moving along the X axis. If I wanted to move it deeper into the build, so instead of just moving it up towards the top or down towards the bottom from this perspective right now, I would have to rotate the screen. From here, left and right is now moving along the Z axis rather than the X axis. So the way something moves, basically, as you rotate your camera, you're changing which plane the two-dimensional kind of cross section that you're interacting with. So by rotating your camera, you will interact with different axes in a three-dimensional space. I feel that is a little bit more of a long-winded way of explaining it, but you're probably right. It is probably a little bit more concise and to the point. That also counts for rotation. So if I want to rotate something, like if I selected it right now and rotated it, I'd be rotating it. Well, I can actually demonstrate that. So I can rotate it like this. I can't rotate it in left and right on this anchor here. So I can't like pitch it towards the station. I can rotate it around this plane because this is the perspective of the camera. If I want to rotate it and, for example, pitch it more towards the storage, I would have to do it from this side. Though currently it's anchored into the build, so it would resist that a little bit. So it's not as easy for me to show that as clearly as rotating it along this way, which still maintains the connection point. That's clear as clean air. Damn it, Annie. Also, hello, how you doing? I hope you're having a good weekend. Okay, so we've got refined metal. That's all we really, really need. It's not what we really, really want, though. We do want energy cell production. I'm not really sure where I would put that. I'm guessing, I'm sort of thinking like, well, it would be nice to have the production facilities just branching out at the top and at the bottom, so it's kind of mirrored in a way. That being said, if I'm going to double this up, So it's effectively got a very large storage capacity, which eventually we'll want if this becomes a big station. I may, in fact, want these to connect to a central point instead. Because, for example, I could make it so that I've got... Well, actually, no, they probably wouldn't connect. But I could have, like, 4 of these around a central connection point going up. But I think they would overlap a little bit too much, and it would look a bit ungainly. There'd be a bit too much clipping. Keep in mind that ships need to be able to get into the dock. Yes, that's why that's pushed forward, and there's nothing due to be placed above this, so that they can fly in. And in fact, there's plenty of clearance there. But that's a very good point. You do need to give them clearance. In fact, someone was telling me that they've built stations where really it's only possible to dock manually because you need like a human's flight skill in order to make it work. And that is how they protect their station. It's like, oh, that does work. That's quite cheeky, but I like the way you think. Well done. That actually looks a little bit better, so I can have them branching off from there, and I could possibly do the same down here as well. All right. Now, other than that, if I want solar. And I kind of do, because I don't want to have to be buying the energy cells. That said, I could easily set up a transport to move energy cells from Deathcrawler over here, which wouldn't be an awful thing to do in the initial setup. I guess that would be alright. Alright, well in that case, confirm those changes. Energy cells, I'm going to tell you that has to come from us, so own faction only on that one. But otherwise, the others can be whatever price. Oh, actually, global price modifier. I could tell them, yeah, you know what? Don't buy more than 90% of the global price, or 85% or something. But I'll say 90%. Really? Come on. Really, game? Why? You don't know how much that's hurting my brain. Ah, why? No! You sod, you'll let me hover over it. You'll give me this wisp of hope. And then dash the hope. Scallywag. Oh, well, fine, you can have 100% then. Whatever. This is going to cost me about $1 million to do. I'll accept the estimate. And now we need to hire a builder. I accept. Let's get you in there. There you go. Done and indeed done. Right, so with that, I'm going to need to set up a transport system for some energy cells over from Deathcrawler. To do that, it's nice and easy actually. We're going to go into Deathcrawler. I'm going to grab Flying Kiwi. Kenpachi is faster. How many energy cells can Kenpachi carry? It's 1,960 meters cubed. How big is an energy cell? I think it's only a 1 meter cube. Yeah, so it can literally carry that many energy cells. In that case, then, in an hour, which I can only assume it can make this trip, you know, more than 3 times in an hour, it can basically bring all of the energy cells over that the current setup would need. So for the time being, giving it Aavak or Kenpachi, or maybe even both, just to make it a little bit faster, might actually work. Yeah, we could just set up Aavak and Kenpachi to run a trip to G-Man 99, or just one of them, I suppose. Let's see, that's 8,000 energy cells. You don't need 8,000 energy cells. This only needs a total of... energy cells does it need? Yeah, it doesn't. I'll just have one of them. Right, Kenpachi, you are going to be... remove your current orders and assignments. Let's have a look at the... there we are. It's actually quite a nice little ship. I'm not sure how we've set that up. Pretty basic, actually. You know what? I was told that more or less the beacons and the laser towers and things like that, they really don't function. The NPC pilots don't tend to use them. So before we do anything else, I'm actually going to have you drop off the laser towers and beacons. Can I have you drop them off here? You know what? I'm not actually sure we can. I can always sell them. I'll just tank the loss. If I can't have them... Yeah, because I'd need a wharf. Right, I want you to go over here, and I want you to upgrade. And by upgrade, I mean change a bunch of things around. Now, this is a trade ship. The whole idea of this trade ship is that it can, you know, get around fast. I don't need to make it a fancy trade ship. I really don't. It's a small trade ship at that. So we're going to take off the nav beacons, take off the laser towers. We'll get our money back for that. What do laser towers do? Are they as awesome as they sound? They actually are as awesome as they sound. Yeah, they're autonomous towered laser defense towers. It's more like a buoy, really. You deploy it, and then it will target enemies within its range and attack them. AI pilots will not independently use things like laser towers or nav beacons without a mod. They will deploy them if you tell them when and where, though. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And that's why I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to bump up your crew. I actually kind of want you to have a fully stocked crew. You're going to get plenty of opportunities to train them, so might as well. We'll actually get 30 grand back from this. Do I want to sell a bunch of that? I don't really think that's going to be necessary. I don't think that's even going to help me, really. However, the better travel drive might do. How much better is it? Spending for the sake of spending at that point. It's really not a big enough change. That one is almost 1,000 meters. It's also almost an extra kilometer a second in speed. And it will matter. That one, you get a lot less bang for buck at that point. Small, fast, straight ship. Isn't that spelled a smuggler? Well, I mean, it depends if we're putting stuff in and it's illegal. Otherwise, no. I don't need this. Like, the travel drive makes sense because it is meant to be a nice nippy little transport ship. But currently, this you know what? We're just going to keep that as it is. There's no point in putting all of these fancy things on there. We're not making nearly enough money yet to make that kind of frivolous expense justifiable. Right, you go and change all of that up. Confirm order. Once you've done that, I want to set you up with a bit of a repeat order. Repeat order. Oh no. Yes, there we are. We can. Good. Ah, crap. Really? I hate you. Okay, fine. Go. Oh no. Will it not let me do this now? Ah! Why? Okay, fine. I need to remember that the repeat orders really don't like you messing around with them. If you, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Do you want me to repeatedly change my equipment? What? I kind of wanted to queue it up though, because I intend to use the repeat order following that. Let's get all of that set up. Once again, add to shopping list. Go ahead. You go do that, and then Once it's got over there, we'll set up a repeat order. But effectively, the repeat order will be go purchase energy cells and move them. I'm not even sure if it has to be purchased. It might simply be you can collect them and move them. And I would be A-okay with that. Alright, let's have a look at you. You've barely even begun doing anything yet. Part of that, I could send Aavak to help out with the work over here. You know what? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to have you remove orders and assignments. And likewise, like your sibling, I'm going to have you go and re-equip. You should have exactly the same loadout. Indeed you do. No nav beacons, no laser towers, and I want you to have a full crew complement, please and thanks. Done, and indeed done. Go, go, go. Alright. Aavak, there's also a small cargo that are genuinely time... sorry, they're... What are you talking about, Butters, right? There's also small cargoes that are genuinely time sensitive. As in, if I wanted to build a trader for taking on like quests and stuff, that would make sense. This is literally just a generic trader runabout for my various stations. You need to turn here. Oh my gosh, you missed your exit. Why aren't you listening to me? Okay, now you got to do a U-turn. Okay, now get off here. No, get off here. No, wait, what? Why are you? Oh my gosh, you're not listening to... Yeah, well, that's exactly it, Jackie. That is exactly what the backseat pass exists for. That is why it be there, yep. Wait, that is what the pass was? Yeah, what did you think the pass was for? No, I'm talking about Aavak body pillows. Weirdo. Right. Okay, so where are those ships at this point? Where are you, Kimpachi? You're heading out, and Aavak is also heading out. It's going to take him a little while to get there. That's fine, though. Now, have you docked, and indeed are you waiting? No, you're still exploring. And Thalatron also still exploring. I'm going to let them continue doing their exploration for now. There's no reason for me to get involved with that. However, Deathcrawler, have you got any info on your current transactions? Please, and indeed, thank you. Yeah, you're thing is, you're buying stuff constantly. Because I've told you to do a little bit of research, which kind of sucks, but oh well. We are making tiny little bits of money here and there. Tiny, ever so small. Don't worry, it'll build up. It's going to be a long process. But we will eventually get to awesomeness. Also, all of our drones are complete now. Hooray. But eventually, the idea with the mining station that I've just set up will be that we want to have that mining station basically take in ore and be able to process it entirely by itself. So that is, if it's silicon, make silicon wafers. If it's ore, make refined metal. That includes having the energy cells available. And then this station will sell it. It'll just make a bit of money. But eventually we'll have a lot of miners servicing it. Eventually we'll have traders servicing it who will go out and will trade on the station's behalf with various other stations. But initially, we'll just let other people come to us, I think, would be the smartest way to do it. See. What else is chat mentioning? The headrest is customizable for your comfort, and some back seats in vehicles come equipped with armrests with cup holders. What? What? Okay. My goodness. A bunch of miners servicing it? I hate to tell you, Aavak, that's child labour. Yeah, why have you got to be like this? I stopped playing Terra Invicta for 1 day! 1 day! And you're all back to your punny shenanigans. My lord. Hey, Abarash Kenpachi. In fact, I've just sent both of your ships over there to get set up. They will hopefully be ready to go in a moment. One of them is going to be a dedicated hauler for energy cells over to our new station. And the other one is going to go over to the new station and trade for the commander. That's a good point. Actually, I'm not going to have commander there yet. I don't have anywhere for the said commander to sit. Ultra bad times. Are my lasers actually doing anything? I wonder. There's a bunch of mines there, I believe. I think things in here are actually kind of going interestingly. Let's turn off the mining overlay there. I think. Well, we've got broken ships. Maybe I could set up Kenpachi to scavenge bits. Might not be a bad move, you know. But Kenpachi, Abarash and Kenpachi are decent haulers. I mean, they're small haulers, but they've got a cargo capacity. I could just have a tiny little throwaway fighter for collecting gubbins dropped by ships without any further issue. Right. Abarash, I do believe you're ready. So, now then, we want you set up with repeat orders. Confirm. And I would like you to be on a repeat order of buy from energy cells. Max price can be whatever, because ultimately I'm shifting them around. So whatever this place is trading them at. It's a shame that I can't tell it to sell them to me at a low price, but oh well. Work. I know, right? I'm proud of this punquisition. Of course you would be, damn you scoundrel. Alright. Go and buy that, and then I want you to sell here. Energy cells. Quantity to keep. 0. Min price. Whatever. Confirm. That's all I want you to do. Now, chat, you know how we had that 2 hours of just utter and complete torture trying to get things to work? There is a way to get that to happen. Let's say that I wanted, just for the sake of the example here, we're buying energy cells, we're selling energy cells, and then for some reason I wanted to buy something else over here. Let's say it isn't, actually it is literally a solar power plant, but yeah, sure, we've set up an energy cell thing there, and then we want to sell whatever it is back down here. Let's say it's actually hull parts, okay? We've got, oh, damn it. Okay, well, let me quickly change this. We want to sell energy cells. We don't want to sell energy cells. We're buying something else. So we'll pop this in. Energy cells. Boom. Everything is good. Dunk. All right. So actually, though, we want to buy hull parts. Now I need to find hull parts. Hello. Hull parts. You. So what we do, you see, is we, in our infinite wisdom, where do the hull parts get sold from? They get sold from... Don't be annoying. There. Hull part factory. We go into the buy order. We open it up. We tell that the new location for this order is here. Actually, we might need to change the where to trade first. Yeah, we need to change the where to trade. I'm afraid it isn't super convenient, this. I know. But I'm basically tricking the game into letting me do it. Alright? You change the max price buy up to whatever. And then you go over here and you change your that you're selling hull parts to this, and then you change the destination to wherever you're going to sell it to, like this, which should be buying hull parts. Oh, it isn't. It's buying Claytronics, but that's how you would do it. You basically set up a bunch of pairs of trades for energy cells in this case. And then you go into the second pair and change it to hull parts or Claytronics or whatever you're trying to sell. And that is how you trick the game into letting you set up a complex trade order. I have confirmed that this indeed does work on my solo game. They will respect your minimum buys, your maximum... all of that. They will only trade as you have specified for them to do it. And if they can't do it, they'll skip the order. They'll just move on. That functionality was already there. Ships could already skip orders based on context. And so it didn't make any sense to me that they couldn't do that for trading. It's just they've not made it easy to do for trading. I think they intended to try and save the player from themselves. It's kind of like the whole Windows thing. Windows thinks it knows better than the average Windows user, and that might be true. Linux, however, assumes that you know what you're doing. And if you don't, well, on your own head be it for using Linux. And so it gives you the power to make it do whatever you tell it to do. It's called sudo. And if you tell it to thoroughly abuse its own kernel, it will thoroughly abuse its own kernel. And that's your fault then when your PC stops working. But here, it's like, well, we don't want to let the player set up a trade where the trade might not have, like the first leg of the trip, might not have been able to offload all of its energy cells. And then it's going to be kind of vague and confusing on whether it's going to be able to fill a full cargo load of hull parts, because we don't know if it's sold all the energy cells. And so we're just not going to assume anything. And as a consequence, we're not going to allow them to ever trade on anything but energy cells. The problem there, obviously, is that doesn't allow you to make complicated trade routes where you're trying to make use of both legs of the journey, or all legs of the journey if it's stopping off, if there's like 3 or more legs. But you can actually make it do it. The the logic, the game understands how to skip an order if it doesn't make sense to try and do that order. Like, for example, it wasn't able to sell all of its energy cells, and so it buys as many hull parts as it can, but it can't buy any more. Now, I even went ahead and I checked, okay, so let's assume that I buy energy cells, and I can't sell all of the energy cells, and then it buys hull parts, it fills its cargo up to whatever amount, and then will it go and sell it, or will it complain that it hasn't got the amount that I told it to sell? No, it'll happily go and sell that. And then I even tested it with not being able to buy it, like it wasn't able to offload any of the energy cells. Oh, well, I'm using energy cells. It wasn't actually energy cells. I think it was food rations and medical supplies. But I checked with, okay, you can't sell any of the energy the food rations, because I set the price such that they wouldn't be able to offload it at that price. And then it tried to buy medical supplies, couldn't fill any. It skipped the sell because it didn't have any medical supplies to sell. In fact, I think it might have actually skipped the buy medical supplies because it didn't have any room to buy it into. And so it was completely capable of skipping based on the context, based on the situation it was in. So that was already there. Pseudo, make me a sandwich. You have insufficient permissions. It is true. Tanta Bobo, Pseudo, just run as root all of the time. You've gone mad with power. My lord. But yeah, so that is a way of getting what we were originally trying to do to work. And it works perfectly. I'm not sure we're going to do that here, but we may well actually end up setting that up. As for Ken Apache, can I get you to trade on behalf of... No, I can't. That's a shame. What I would have liked to have done is to get you to trade for the various items that I need. Let's have a look, though. So, oh, actually, they're already being fulfilled. Never mind. Well, in that case, I could have Kenpachi follow along with Aavak. I really want to. Where are you? Has it already gotten there? It may already be there. It is not. Let's have a look for you over here then. Right, you're heading back out. I could have Aavak join in. So, you know what? Mimic commander's behavior on the alpha. There you go. That should mean that you will now do exactly the same trading. We'll see. It might not work with that one, mimicking behavior with two traders, but we'll have a watch. Did you know that Pseudo works similar to the French peasantry? It will execute whatever you tell it to. Wow. No, that's... My lord. Worked on my second car all day. Body is now revolting and is currently rioting in my back. I am really happy to relax and watch this. Thanks, Aavak and chat. I hope you enjoyed working on the car. I know a lot of people do that as they're not necessarily because because they need to work on their car, but rather they do it because they get joy out of it. More of a hobby. Take care, Jaina. Right. Oh, it was... Oh, yeah, there we are. Aavak. Oh, of course, you got the crown now because you're a fleet commander. Nice. You got a crown when you're a fleet commander. True facts. Where are you headed out to? Are you going to go to Deathcrawler, I wonder? Or are you going to wait and just do exactly what Aavak does? If indeed you're going to do anything. Mimic commander's behavior. Mimics the commander's default behavior. Which is... Oh. Literally nothing. Commander's default behavior is... repeat orders. So I guess... No. So Mimic does not work for trade fleets. Not unless the trade fleet is actually on something like auto trade. So that's fair. In that case then, you may as well head on back to Deathcrawler and actually just trade for it. Trade for the commander. There we are. We'll eventually get the twins working at the new station, I think. But for now, that'll do. Alright, let's have a look. What are the materials like? Okay, we're now just waiting on hull parts. Nice. Going well. Is it okay to ask here if anyone has got any good X4 tutorials? Bonus points if you started knowing not at all how to play and it helped immensely. Didn't really do tutorials. I just kind of jumped into the game. Honestly, chat has been my tutorial, if I'm perfectly honest. However, I have watched a couple of like guides that were more like how to build a good ship or what to consider amongst the various guns and things, but not really anything that's like tutorially about X4, I'm afraid. Terribly sorry. But if you've got any particular questions, I'm more than happy to try and help wherever I'm able. Alright, anyway. Let's close up Deathcrawler. Don't need to be looking at you right now. Are we doing okay here? Yes, we more or less are. Now, once Deathcrawler has got the luxury dock area. Now, honestly, I'm kind of thinking that maybe I shouldn't have gone for the luxury. Maybe I should have gone for more of the industrial looking one. I wonder, will I be able to downgrade it? Well, thank you very much for the suggestions in chat. I really appreciate you helping Roxy Robofox out with that one. It's not luxury, it's 3M. What? But it's a luxury. It's a luxury 3M. Okay, so with all of that done, we're getting the hull parts over there, which means, oh, there we are. We've already started work on some of the components. We need a lot more, but we are going to get there. And once all of those are in, good, be able to get a manager across there. An unknown object up there. Oh, thank you very much for Roxy Robofox. That was very kind of you. Diolch yn fawr iawn for the subs. That's super kind of you. Right. Well, I mean, one thing we could do... you know what? Actually, Aavak Patchy, I'm going to give you a different job. I'm going to give you a very interesting job. I'm going to be a real sneaky so-and-so. So, you know how I really would like to get the CETA device going. Well, I've got a plan. I would like you, Aavak, my good man, to repeat orders. And then I would like you to collect drops. And then around here somewhere. I'm going to assume that most things that get killed die in this rough area. But then when you've collected those drops... the only problem is you can just sit there and you might not come back for a while, but we're quite far away. But you could. Oh, can I not drop things off? Have I got to wait until you've got things? That's kind of annoying. But I want you to run away from any danger, and I do not want you to comply. I want you to escape from the policemen's. No. Collect drop crates, even if they are contraband. Also, if there's a lockbox, collect it for me. There you go. Those are your orders. Collect all of the things. And then when you've got some things, I'm going to give you another order so that whenever you pick some things up, I want you to drop them off. We'll see how that goes. Hey, Aavak, I want you to do my dirty work. Yes, exactly. I'm not the scallywag smuggler. No, no, no. I've got a clean reputation. I'm on good terms with the law. Yes, yes. In fact, I had the commissioner over for dinner earlier. He complimented the steak. Little did he know, it was actually his lieutenant. Well, part of his lieutenant, anyway. It wasn't the whole lieutenant. That would be ridiculous. Lieutenant was a rather corpulent man. Too many years behind a desk, sticking his nose into affairs that didn't concern him, specifically mine. Right. Just get a police license, turn it into a reverse Mexican standoff. You want to scan me? No, you will get scanned. Oh, my lord. Right, we need a manager now. Very well. I require a manager. Who is the best manager we have? I'm not giving you the captain of the Lady of Distrust. That no. However, where are you currently stationed? You are stationed on the Vanya. That's fine. You're going to work somewhere else for me. Specifically, you're going to work here as the manager. Assign. Now I want roles. Right. Can I give you manager cinema now? There you are. Perfect. Okay. Hello, Aavak. Greetings, chat. I hope everyone is well tonight. Doing quite well, actually, Rock Hopper Penguin. How about yourself? Not enough scanning for the two of us in this sector. Wow, okay. Right, okay, so Leia is now... Oh, sorry, Leia is the manager of Deathcrawler, and Menica is the manager of... Actually... Oh, wow. They're both really good. Actually, they're definitely getting up there in their abilities. Now, I'm going to need another small trader. I don't believe I have one. Very sad. Very sad indeed. Very well. Let's get a new small trader, because I'm going to want one actually working for that station in its builder capacity. And I'm going to need one more or less there all the time, because I'm going to be constantly updating it. But before we do. Now, you see, Aavak, the problem with you being over here is it's really, really very heavily dependent on other people doing all of the work of killing the bad guys. Now, that shouldn't be too terrible because there are destroyers and like, you know, attack fleets. It's grand. However, I feel that it would be grander, like ultra grand, if perhaps we were involved in the slaying of the scallywags a little bit. And the poor Lady of Distrust hasn't really gotten much opportunity to do any work for a while. And I feel for the Lady of Distrust. It must be very, very frustrating. So, what I am thinking is that we send you into battle. Just a little bit of battle. Just a mild amount of battle. But we send you into battle. Maybe we could even be aboard the Lady of Distrust while that happens. You know, just kind of watching. However, I am aware that if I'm just watching, the Lady of Distrust may actually perform worse. Because out of sector, it's just a numbers game. And, you know, my frigate may have better numbers than some of the enemies. That being said, sometimes it'll work against it, you know. If a very powerful ship came through and it's just a numbers game, then my frigate will have significantly worse numbers. So what I could do, I'm not saying I do, but what I could do is I could get it on the frigate just banking on there not being a particularly difficult enemy, and if there is, jump into the pilot seat. I came back to a slight amount of battle, and I have concerns. All right, chat. Do you want us to hang out in the station while we're managing things, or do you want us to be aboard the Lady of Distrust, listening to the command, listening to the bridge crew talking up a storm?